Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with a political bombshell. Former Liberal Cabinet Minister John Van Dongen has resigned and defected to the BC Conservative Party. As he did it, he harshly criticized the honesty, the ethics, and the personal integrity of Premier Christy Clark and her government. This is clearly a major blow to the government and a major gain for the fledgling Conservatives. Lee Checkstead has our top story.
Today, Mr. Speaker, I rise because I can no longer carry on with my duties as a member of government. I have decided to resign as a member of the BC Liberal Government Caucus, and I'm cancelling my membership with the BC Liberal Party.
With that, John Van Dongen stunned fellow lawmakers and political watchers across the province. He says he has concerns with Premier Clark's leadership, particularly when it comes to integrity, accountability, and commitment to public service. There are two deal breakers he said helped make his decision: the BC Rail case and what he calls Christy Clark's inconsistent statements during the leadership race about her involvement in it, plus the writing off of legal fees in the case.
Those legal fees were forgiven absolutely contrary to government policy. Legal advice I've had from a respected lawyer says that it may well have some implications for the reputation of the justice system, that kind of a deal was made in that circumstance. So I think that's a serious issue, and that happened just a year and a half ago.
The other is the TELUS deal regarding naming rights at BC Place.
That was sort of the final straw for me, where we were asking, and I spent the week before last trying to get the facts about why my government made the decision to cancel a deal that they've been working on for 2 years.
Along with leaving the Liberals, Van Dongen is joining the Conservative Party, a role to which he was welcomed by leader John Cummins just an hour after he surprised his party.
I know I speak for all members of the BC Conservative Party when I say, John, welcome to our party.
Van Dongen said he made the decision 1 week ago, although he had two informal conversations with John Cummins over the past 8 months. Before he took to the House floor, Van Dongen did inform the Liberal caucus that he was leaving the party, but they were blindsided when they learned that he was joining the Conservatives. So far, there's been no reaction from the Premier. She was not at the legislature today. So this is clearly a big day for the BC Conservatives. Now we are joined from the legislature by the party's leader, John Cummins. John, can you tell me, what does this defection mean for you?
Well, we were just delighted that Mr. Van Dongen decided that it was the best interest of his constituents and the province that he join with the new BC Conservatives to spread our message of integrity and honesty in government throughout the province. It'll certainly be a great help to us, I think, in these two by-elections, and we look forward to working with John over the next 14 months, getting ready for the election in 2013.
Now, do you believe that this is going to be a credibility boost for your party? That's been one thing that has been difficult for you. You haven't had anybody in the legislature. Will it be a credibility boost for the Conservatives?
There's no question about it. Mr. Van Dongen has considerable credibility throughout the province, both for his role as an agriculture minister and solicitor general. People have seen the kind of work that he can do and the openness that he brings to the fore. And I think that that is certainly going to be of great assistance to us as we move forward.
Now, Mr. Van Dongen has had a troubled past politically. He was forced to resign several times from the Liberal cabinet, and he has been a dissenting voice within that Liberal caucus for a number of months. How big a role is he going to play in your party?
Well, Mr. Van Dongen will play a significant role in our party. As I say, he does bring considerable experience. He's been sitting in the legislature since 1995. The people of Abbotsford have seen fit to return him to the legislature with significant numbers, and that's a measure of confidence that his constituents have in him, and I think that reflects as well the feeling throughout British Columbia. I've talked to a good number of people throughout the province over the past number of months about Mr. Van Dongen, and everybody that I talk to speaks very highly of him.
And finally, Mr. Cummins, there was a lot of mudslinging in the legislature and outside the legislature today. First by Mr. Dongen, who was very critical of the Liberals and Christy Clark. Then they had their turn. They were very critical of him, saying he has some personal challenges right now, some marital challenges. A lot of mud was thrown. Is this a sign of things to come?
Well, I think that Mr. Van Dongen's statements today was very clear. It's a matter of public record that this government has not been upfront with the public. Their mishandling of the Bassey-Verk issue, their mishandling of the TELUS issue, the BC Rail, HST. There's just been a whole host of issues that have raised questions about the integrity of this government with the public. Mr. Van Dongen referred to that in his speech, and I guess the mud started flying the other way because of it. But I think that it's impossible to deny the fact that this government is not viewed favorably by the folks in this province.
Okay, John, thank you very much for that. John Cummins, leader of the BC Conservatives Party, live at the legislature tonight.